So before we jump into it, I'll be using the Ecoline liquid watercolor, more specifically these 5 colors. So without further ado, here we go, let's get to work. What's up guys, thanks for making it to part 2. The challenge today is attempting to get the same coloring effects that Akira Toriyama achieved on his original run of Dragon Ball. And as you can see in the clip above, he uses some sort of liquid watercolor. So that's why I've opted to use liquid watercolor for this drawing. And whenever I paint, I want to make sure that I'm very well prepared. So I'm mixing all of my colors beforehand. Nothing fancy here, just basic color theory. Red and yellow make orange, so I'm just trying to match the exact color on the reference to my top left. And when I have a color, I make sure to mark what that color is going to be used for. So I'm keeping in mind how I made the previous color, so that way I can make the shadow color. Because this is an anime style drawing, it's going to be cel shaded. My general trick is whatever color I made, I add the darker of the 2 colors, maybe 1 or 2 drops extra, and that makes the perfect cel shade. Something I noticed while doing research for this drawing was that Toriyama often doesn't always make a cel shade for every color he makes. Some colors he just leaves them unshaded. So for this blue, I'm not going to actually be using the cel shade color. I'm only going to be mixing 1 blue. I know that a lot of people struggle with skin tones, so a piece of advice from something that I learned a long time ago is that to make any skin tone, you just need to start with burnt sienna. Mixing that, you can get anything from light skin tones to dark skin tone. And as you can see, I get Goku's skin tone by just adding water. So I've got all my colors pre-mixed, and now the first step to getting this done is filling in all the areas. So I try to pick sections where I can lay down color and not have to worry about things drying unevenly. So as you can see, I'm trying to put color down in these open areas as fast as possible to give it a nice even skin tone. Try to work with the colors 1 color at a time, so I'm hitting all the areas that are the skin tone color first. You see me jumping here to the hand and the arm, and then I'm going to jump over to the next hand, just get those filled in. Always keep a towel on you, just in case you put too much paint down and you need to remove some. It's a neat little trick that will save you a ton of heartache. Now I'm jumping over to orange, and I'm just going to fill in the shirt color. Goku's gi is this really bright orange color, which I have to lay down pretty thickly, so I'm trying to be very conscious of where the paint is going. I don't want it to spill over onto the skin areas because it would look like a shadow. So in this area, I laid the orange down a little bit too thick, and I'm just adding water to peel some of that color off. These larger areas are a bit nerve-wracking because I have to get as much color down as fast as I can, otherwise it's going to be super streaky. Almost done with the gi here. It's coming along pretty nicely, actually. I'm digging it. Now time for the blue, for the wristband, and the belt. So I actually mixed the color for his tail off camera. It's just brown. You mix all the colors together, and I added water to dilute it a bit to get the exact brown I wanted. And as you can see here, I'm doing the exact same thing I did to get the tail color, the sash color. He has a rope around his chest where he carries the power pole on his back. So I just needed a lighter brown, so I put the brown I made for the tail into a new tray and just added a lot of water to get a very light brown. So the next big step is the cell shading. Just starting with the gi color and trying to make educated decisions as to where these folds would go. You want to be thinking about a light source, like where is the light hitting his pants that would cause us to see the folds and wrinkles. Of course it's stylized, so you can have a little bit of fun with it. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate, but you still want it to be believable. And in like the inking video, you'll see me spin the image to get a better angle and make these lines as efficiently as I possibly can. A lot of this part of the drawing is improvised. I didn't really make a map as to where I wanted to put these shadows, so I'm just winging it. I've done this enough to kind of have an idea how to make it look believable. Now this is where the drawing is going to start to come together. I'm going to be putting the shadows on the skin. So just like with the pants, I'm thinking about where my light source is coming from and what parts of the body would be in shadow. Again, this is not 100% accurate. I'm just trying to do what looks believable, but also what will look cool. Often I'd see people get way too caught up in trying to render realistic shadows on cartoony characters, when really what we're going for is maximum emphasis. What I mean is, how can we make our character look larger than life, more alive, vibrant? Just like before, I'm trying to put these colors down as fast as possible so that they don't look streaky. You want them to look smooth and without breaks or weird blotches. And this is a perfect example about a shadow being unrealistic, but solely being there for emphasis. We really want this fist to pop forward. And even though the lighting doesn't call for this kind of shadow, this really makes the fist look way more dynamic. So I've switched gears here and I've busted out my black ink, and I'll be filling in the black. So the hair and his shoes. Not really much to say here, it's just a black fill. I could do this digitally, but there's something very charming about doing it traditionally. I really enjoy filling blacks, and it's sort of the reward I give myself for getting this far in an image. We're on the home stretch, so I'm just gonna chill and draw, so enjoy the music. There we go. All done. I had a great time making this drawing. I had a great time hanging out with all of you. And hopefully I can make more videos like this in the near future. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end. We brought this drawing all the way to finished colors. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one.